Hi everyone, it's BDevine again here, and now I'm going to bring to you guys the predictions for May and the 2011 of course. Now just remember, this is not predictions as in future predictions. It's just talking about mostly about what you might be feeling in your life this month, and also I go over a little bit about the month of April, which for me was I explained was about freedom, the freedom to do and be whatever you want to be, and to choose whatever religion or spiritual path you want without holding judgment against anybody else. And I did explain that it might come up that you would have, you might be challenged about your beliefs, and indeed I was myself very much challenged just over the Easter weekend, and I was totally unprepared for it, but I still stood my ground for a while and then I got a bit upset and ran away and all the rest of it, but I didn't understand why the altercation had to come about. It seemed like the other person had been ready for me and had actually been thinking about and knew exactly what they were going to say. And of course when it all came back to me, I was going, oh my gosh, what do I say here? Because it wasn't a part of my family, it was a part of my husband's family, and so there was a respect level, and I wasn't sure what my husband would think of what I had to say, and all of those sorts of things went through my mind all at once, but I did get through it, and I did manage to stand there. I don't know how, but I did manage to stand there and speak my truth to him. However, it got all a bit too upsetting for me, and I ran away in tears. But from this there was a lot of lessons that were learnt, and also I got close to another family member through it, who said to me that she had gone through the same type of experience, and she knew exactly what I meant, and she'd even been to my website. Even though she was a Christian lady, she had even been to my website and could see that it was always bringing her back to Christ. And I cried over that. I thought, wow, this is wonderful that people, even if you are deeply ingrained in your religious beliefs, you can just see that someone's trying to help, and that is all that I am about, just sharing whatever knowledge that I have and passing it on to you guys. So yes, April was the month of abundance as well. Yes, I had things coming left, right and center towards me, and I found a special client who's going to be there for me for the rest of his life, he says. And so everything started to move for me in many different ways. And so what's going to happen in May, you're all asking? And May is going to be a little bit of a month where we settle back down again. We had April where everything was changing, and as I said, there was challenges to you and your direction, and you might find that the beginning of May also brings with it a little more challenge and direction. You might have to admit to yourself how you really feel about things. You might even start to re-examine the beliefs that you've had for a very long time, and when you start to do that, things will really start to shake up in your life, not in a bad way always, but there will be changes made, and you will begin to pull back from different activities, which I've always talked about throughout this year. But I asked the angels to help me and God and Jesus of course, to help me with May, the month of May, because I was thinking that there would be still some crossover from April. So the angels just explained to me that it's also going to be a time where you are seeing the beauty within yourself, and you are really starting to look at yourself from a different point of view. So many times, especially myself growing up, I always picked on my appearance. I felt that I was really ugly. When I was younger, I didn't have a good hairstyle. I had this horrible cowlick in the middle of my hair, and my hair was really thin and fine, which hasn't changed. But I just couldn't get the style right. I wasn't allowed to wear makeup when I was young, and when I did wear it, I didn't know how to put it on properly, and it was just a big mess. And I've always felt that I was lower than everybody else, or not worthy of any type of deep love from anybody, because I didn't feel that anywhere that I went. And you know, I slowly, even through bad relationships, I got even worse. You know, my hair fell out almost completely at one stage in my life, and I was very, very thin, and my skin was terrible, and big black rings under my eyes, and I still get some darkness under my eyes, but it's from lack of sleep now, whereas before it was just nutritional, you know. And it took me a long time to believe that I was actually attractive in any way, shape or form. And you know, you're going to find that the month of May, for whatever reason for you, is going to bring up issues like this of self-worthiness. How do you really feel about yourself? And you know, if you don't like your appearance, why? You know, who has told you that you are ugly? And if they have, how dare they? You know, this is all about judgment, and you know, we're not supposed to be judging anybody. We're supposed to see, when we look at somebody, you're not so much looking at the outside appearance, but you are looking at what's shining in from the heart. You know, what is this person's true intention? How did they live their life? You know, what guides them along? And if the person is negative, if the person is, I don't care if you're the most beautiful person in the world, or the, you know, male or female, if you've got this ugliness inside of you, then your looks aren't going to last very long at all. You know, people are going to see what shines inside of you, what the truth of the matter is. And this month, the truth of the matter is going to come out for you. People are going to see you, how you really feel about yourself inside. And if you feel rotten about yourself inside, and you are comparing yourself to magazines and TVs, you know, things like that, if you're comparing yourself to your friends, you know, a lot of the times I used to think, oh, my friend, you know, she's so beautiful, wow, I wish I looked like that. And it turned into being a little bit of competitiveness, you know. It turned into being a little bit of jealousy even, you know, because I wished I was attractive, and here she was thinking, wow, I wish I was like her, you know. It's just ridiculous. And so, you know, you're going to find this month that, you know, you really have to look at the seat of your soul. You are a soul, and you have a body. You're not a person who has a soul. It's the other way around. You are actually a soul, and you have a physical body. So what does your soul resonate to the world? What is your message to the world? Do you feel that you are beautiful and wonderfully made? Do you feel that you are special? Do you feel that you know, you're nothing? What do you feel about yourself? And these are the questions that you really need to dig deep and look at for May. And I get really intense about this one when the angels told me this one, because I know myself, you know. I know how I felt for so many years of my life. And I used to look in the mirror, and you know, I would see this ugliness looking back at me, and no matter what anybody else told me, it didn't matter. I still felt that there was something wrong with me because of all the bad things that had happened, and things that the nasty things that people had said to me. And you know, I weighed about at one stage I weighed about 45 kilos, and you know, my boyfriend at the time was saying, you're fat. And I'm like, what? You know what I mean? So I just had this, and he told me I was ugly all the time, and I was useless and stupid, and I was, you know, didn't know anything, and it was ingrained and ingrained and ingrained. And I know so many people that go through domestic violence, and you know, they hear all this and they believe it, and those scars stay with you. Even when I met my husband, and I was all clear and I was all happy and everything, I still, because he was so handsome, and all the girls, you know, I've known through all the years have all, you know, loved him and thought he was, you know, wonderful. I didn't feel that. When he used to tell me that I was beautiful, I used to be like, oh, no, I'm not. You know, and he'd go, oh, will you stop talking to my wife like that? You know, making me understand that instead of just saying, when he told me, I should have said, oh, thank you, you know. Wow, that's wonderful. But instead I'd always be like, oh, no, I'm not. Just, you know, what are you? And I thought that he might have had some agenda or something, and I realized I was putting him into this kind of category. And I realized that you know, why did I feel so badly about myself? And again, another thing from the bottom of your soul, has to come up to the top, and you have to radiate and look at yourself and say, you know, for goodness sakes, I am me. You know, no one else is like me. I might not be the most beautiful girl in the world, but neither are they. You know, just who is? It's like, you know, you just have to break things down. And the month of May, you're going to find that even though you've got things are going quite well for you in your life, you're just going to have to be doing a self-evaluation and, you know, question yourself. And even when you're working with guides, and you know, I just wrote an article about this, working with your guides, and you know, you can sit and you can ask them questions like, why are you with me? You know, why do I always feel bad about myself? Why, no matter how much work I've done, can't I stand there and stand up for myself? You know, this is what I felt on the weekend. Why couldn't I just stand there and say no, you know, rah, 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 and have my say? And I couldn't. I did it a little bit, and then I just fell apart. And I thought, when someone yells at me or when someone challenges me, why can't I just say what I want to say? If I'm ready to say it, I'm okay, but if I'm on the spot, I'm just, you know, blah. And I wondered why. And so, you know, you work with your guides about this, work with your angels about this, ask God about this. When you ask God, you are praying to God, and when you are asking God for things, you know, He sends help to you, and generally the help is through the angels. They are God's messengers. They work for Him. And you know, so you're praying, and you're asking for things to change in your life, and suddenly there will be shifts in your life, and there will be people, you know, in your way. Maybe you are watching this video and I've been placed in your way so that you can, you know, just change your energy level just for a moment, because you only need a moment of peace, just one moment of peace, and that is enough for God and the angels to work through you and help you and change things. But if you don't want anything to change, well, you're not looking for anything to change, meaning that you're not going to even try it, then you're actually saying, that won't happen anyway, so I'm just going to continue doing this. And then you're going to complain about why things keep going wrong, but you're not willing to step forward. So when you're praying to God and you're asking the angels for help, they do want you to come that little bit forward, and that might mean that you suddenly get inspired to listen to something on the radio, or you suddenly feel that you need to write a letter to somebody, or, you know, you're going to get the time, because time is another thing. But you're going to find that when you're asking for help, that you will get the time to actually sit with yourself and break the things down, have a good cry, you know, let things out. May is going to be your emotion month. You're really starting to dig deep, and those of you who want to ascend and want to lift yourself spiritually, the emotion is definitely going to be the biggest thing that you need to get rid of. Our 3D thoughts of oh, that one's bad, or that, you know, even having a comment on someone's motives is no good. You're just lowering yourself, you're lowering your energy down. And, you know, it is harder when you are, you know, you're trying your hardest to do everything right and you feel like you are getting knocked back. But even when you are getting knocked back in life, it means that you are changing your life in a forward motion. Because I know that sounds funny, but even though I felt like, for example, felt like I was knocked off whatever it was I was on, because I was feeling so fantastic about my life and so happy, and then even that day I was so excited, and then I was just knocked right back down, and I thought, what has happened here? And why has this happened? And, you know, it changed the energy between my husband and I. Everything switched around, even though we had a beautiful relationship anyway. It went even higher. And then, you know, this other family member came forward, and her and I hadn't really, you know, talked too much. We're always nice to each other, but hadn't really gotten this connection, and we connected. And, you know, it was wonderful. I was able to talk with her about all sorts of things, and I understood her, and you know, it was very beautiful. And, you know, I didn't realize that when I'm first sitting there crying my eyes out. I'm like, what good can come out of this, you know? And suddenly all these things started to happen, and, you know, welcome the times. I know that sounds weird, but welcome the times when you are broken and you are feeling like crap, because those are the times when you have your greatest triumphs, you know, when you lift yourself and you know, you know how to handle that situation next time, and you are ready and you are aware and you are you know, going to move forward, and you are going to accept yourself for whoever you are, and you are going to say, no, my life purpose is to strengthen. My life purpose is to be happy in the things that I do and happy with myself, and I am going to do that. You know, I don't care what anyone else thinks about me. You know, whatever, they need to go their own direction too. Jesus himself, he always talks to me. He goes, walk your own walk, talk your own talk, you know. Oh, and I just felt like I've got these beautiful goosebumps all over me when he says, and he said, you know, he talks to me about, you know, it's your journey, your personal spiritual journey, nobody else's. You know, you can guide and help and do all those things, but ultimately everybody needs to walk the path that they want to walk, and let them, you know. There are many, many ways, many pathways to the same goal. You know, everybody is praying to the same God, and we are all trying our hardest, and that is all that is required. That is, you know, you don't have to be a millionaire, you don't have to be the most popular person in the world, nothing. You just got to be happy and content with who you are. And if you are not happy and content with who you are, then I feel very sorry for you, because, you know, you've still got a little bit of a way to go. You know, I hope that you stop and think about why you might feel this way, and if you don't know a way out of it, that you start looking for a way out of it. You know, hurts from the past and emotional hurts, you know, I know, just like all you guys do, that there are going to be things that just bruise the soul. You know, there are things that you can't help it. You're just going to bring them up again, and you're just going to think about them, and, you know, it'll take time to stop thinking about that particular event in your life, and stop thinking about those who have wronged you, and, you know, wish them well on their path. But, you know, that takes as long as it takes. It's almost like a whole grief process. You know, you first it happens to you and you go, okay, I'm okay. And then you go, hang on a minute, I'm really angry about that. And then you go, wow, why did that happen to me? You know how you go through this total cycle. And this will happen to you throughout the rest of your life, as you are starting to organize things in your mind, you know, categorizing things and releasing things. And we really need to open the gates, you know, like as if we've got this barnyard or just this corral or something like this, and we have put all these people inside there and they can't escape our mind, you know. So we have all these gates around people, and we hold them in there with our good thoughts or our bad thoughts. So it's time to open these gates, let these people out and be gone. And you're going to find that the month of May, that you are doing a lot of categorizing and sorting things out, releasing things, and finding out who you really are, seeing the beauty within you, the beauty of whatever it is that you do, the beauty of however you look. You know, you might even change the way that you dress, or, you know, get a haircut or something that makes you feel wonderful. You know, change your whole look completely. As you've noticed from myself, when you look back on all my videos, every single video I look completely different. I mean, I might still have the same type of makeup on or something like that or whatever, but, you know, I have changed as I'm going along, and I've always done that. One of my friends has just moved back over from Queensland. I haven't seen her for 3 years, and I'm going to see her on Thursday, and you know, I look younger now than I did 3 years ago. Just things like this happen to me. As I start to accept myself and you know, challenge myself as well, and give myself new tasks to do, I start changing, and the same thing is going to happen to you. And you might look at me and think, oh wow, you know, but you're so pretty, or you're so lovely, or whatever. But I've never ever felt that I'm all that, you know, never. And I wouldn't have, you know, had the confidence to do anything if I felt that I was all that, because then I think that people would be judging me. So you know, I just keep on this plain, you know, field of emotion, and I just try to give myself to you guys to show you that, you know, I'm doing it. I'm living proof that, you know, you can come. I'll actually show you some pictures one day. I'm a bit in two minds about showing you pictures of how terrible that I used to look, because I'm not that person anymore, and I don't live that life, and it might hurt my family members to show you, but there is one photo in particular that I do want you guys to see, and I will put it up at some time, and you know, I'll have to scan it. It's an old one, so I'd have to scan it somehow into the computer. But you can see at a very young age, I was about 11 years old, and no joke, I look about 50 years old and absolutely hideously dressed, and I'm there looking after my younger brother, and I just look like that I should have been taken away from my parents or something, and, you know, put into a place where they clean you all up and sort you all out. I don't know, I wasn't on any drugs or anything, I was only 11 years old, but I just felt so ugly inside myself that it was very, very evident that it was on the outside. You know, I was very, very lost and confused, and you know, I have risen from such a very, very low place, and I hold no judgment in my heart to any of you guys, and I'm here to help you all. You know, if I can do things and change my life completely, then, you know, there is hope for anybody. Put it that way. But you know, back to the month of May, I don't mean to get emotional about things, it's just that that is me, and you know, I just want you guys to know that I fully understand the trials and you know, the terrible heartaches that go on in life, and the loss and the grief and the why me factor, and, you know, feeling ugly when others think you're gorgeous, and, you know, you feel terrible, you don't care what anyone else thinks, you know, and I understand all that. And the month of May, it looks like I'm the one that for the month of May, you know, everything that I talk about ends up happening to me, so I'm going to be readdressing something in the month of May too. And on a lighter note, I just wanted to tell you guys that the abundance is still going to be flowing through May, meaning that, you know, you're going to start making the connections. You're not going to be, some of you will be millionaires in May, but some of you will just be like, oh wow, that finally came through for me, and, you know, you'll just start to see the blessings coming in. And I really hope that all of you have resonated with this message today, and, you know, this is one of love, and I feel deep love for every single one of you that come and feel guided to listen. I hope that you understand that I am just a real person, and just like yourself, and you know, just normal, go through normal things in my life, and as I go through them, I will explain them to you, and yeah, I hope that we can grow, and you know, just have a deep love for each other and for ourselves, and see the beauty within, because it's definitely going to come up for you guys and for me in the month of May. And I am nearly back to normal. I will be going back to readings and everything on the 2nd of May, which is next Monday, or Monday coming up. And I've had a very well, not so much of a break, but it's been very good for me, because generally I work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day for 4 months, and then I have the 3 weeks off. So I did need this break, and I have still got one more little outing that I'm going to take you guys on, and I'll keep it a secret, and we'll see what happens, because as I said before, sometimes I want to film something and then everything doesn't go right. So yes, but hopefully there'll be one more video of out and about with BDevine and her husband Chris. Yes, so I thank you all for listening. That's the biggest thing. You guys actually came and listened, and as I see on the timer, it's almost 25 minutes I've been talking. But that's another thing that I do. don't even look at I don't realize I've been talking, you know, so long. Anyway, until next time, guys, I will leave a link to some of the articles that I've written on divinemiracles.com. As you know, I used to just write all the time, and I've still been writing, and I've got some more writing to do, and I will always be trying to either upload videos or write some articles for everybody to learn from. And also at Facebook, if I've got the Facebook link down there, and I do talk a lot on Facebook to people. I try not to ignore anybody, so you know, even though I give free readings, people still come for more free readings on Facebook, but I do try to help you no matter what I'm doing, because there's no excuse, I feel, for bad manners. You can at least answer somebody, or try to answer them as best you can, and if you can't, then you write something about it, so that's addressing their concerns. I feel that I should do that for you guys, and be there when you know, because you just need someone sometimes. Yes, so if anybody has got anything, any comments, or like I've said before, if you would like different types of videos, just let me know, and I've got a whole big book about videos that I'm going to make, and I'll put it in there, and I'll make a special mention of you as well. And so everybody, this is the predictions for the month of May. Get ready to be sorting out how you feel about yourself, and also for things to start to go smoothly in your life. And I'm sending many, many blessings to all of you guys, and just know that you are worthy of great love, and you know, you are lovable, for goodness sakes, and the angels and God and the Lord Jesus and everybody in the spiritual field feels that you are a family, and they know you and they love you. And until next time, everybody, it is bye from me, BDevine. Bye everyone.